Oh, that's me. Okay. Off to a good start
Takes
already.
2 weeks off, doesn't know how to do his job.
Okay.
Riley comes in. Angel City on the board.
Corner kick presented by Cedar Sinai. Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's LaRue! It's a dream return!
Welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City match preview pod, and 2 board-certified footy therapists for some footy therapy needs. I'm your host, Mario Salazar, with my triple fisting Capri Sun drinking co-host, Angela Morales.
It's a season recap. I had to come prepared.
It is. It's the season recap been delayed
We needed
from this.
so much emotional support.
Yeah. So we had to take a few weeks off, personal reasons. We're back today. But the first episode we were supposed to do was right after the election, and we know how that fucking went.
I texted Mario and I was like, can we just skip it? I can't.
Yeah. And then, we looked at the calendar and we're like, hey, this is going to line up perfectly. We're going to do recap. We're going to do retirement, and we're going to do footy therapy. And it's all going to coincide with the end of the NWSL season.
And then life happened.
Some
Stuff, there was a lot of personal stuff that had to be taken care of and addressed and handled and processed and all that kind of stuff. But we're back. We're trying to get back to normalcy.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have so many emotional support Capri Suns today.
Unfortunately, I'm out of my emotional support beer. Yeah. And I'm out of it. Yes. Unfortunately, it's part of me just kind of talking about it. I had a death in the family, and it was hard the entire last week, just MIA.
Yeah.
Threw off a bunch of our plans, threw off a bunch of plans for a bunch of other stuff. It is what it is. The best thing we can do is, in also the grander scheme of the bullshit that happened on election day, we can control what we can control, right? There are things, there are forces, there are things that are going to happen to us, near us, around us that we can't control. And we can't dwell on those things, right? We have to be like, the best way to look at all of that is look, I can control what I can. And that's what your responsibility is. And I told you we were board certified. There we go. So
and that's why we're back. We're controlling what we can.
Yes, we're getting back to normal. And we had our emotional Capri Sun drinks, and Angela still has more. So
there's more in the fridge if I run out.
Let's get going. So one thing I did want to bring from our previous script that we were going to talk about the last game as some footy therapy, but we're so far beyond that fuck it. But the thing that I want to bring was the Chaos Award. And the Chaos Award was Kundananji taunting, like the taunt of the century.
Yeah.
And
it was so good.
But just on the ball, and then the wave on the ball, dead, wave buried. It just
so for those who didn't see it, in the matchup, I think it was the last game of the season or right around there. I don't even remember anymore.
The last one against Houston.
Yeah. Bay FC was playing Houston, and Rachel Kundananji got the ball in the corner, stood on it. Like
the way the trophy that you get from like your local rec league, and it has the person standing on the ball.
Yeah, like that. And then waves the defender like, come on. And the defender was Paige Evan Nielsen. And even Paige after the game was like, yeah, that happened. We're just not going to talk about it.
Well, because also she wrote the check and then cashed it immediately because she she burnt Paige. Like she got
wrecked.
yeah.
And even Rachel Kundunanji, and they interviewed her and they asked her the question. She's, yeah, I did that. And I love it. I love that she was like, I didn't plan it. I just did it.
Yeah. Spur of the moment. That's freaking awesome. So that was too good of a Chaos Award to not bring up. It's our one Chaos Award. This is the season.
Have a runner-up.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, I have a runner-up
right.
due to the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, semifinals were last weekend. Gotham Spirit played. That game itself was a Chaos Award winner. Stoppage time goals to equalize and level up the game. Extra time, penalties, 3 blocked penalties in a row. The Kingsbury, it was freaking insane. And I'm like home by myself because Eva had rehearsal, and I'm just like, just like screaming. And then the next day, when the Pride played Kansas City, you will love this. So Eva's home. We went to the Natural History Museum in the morning. Like I've talked about before, I'm a member and I'm obsessed with the museum. They opened the wing that they were redoing. So if you are leaving
it's open now.
Yeah, if you're leaving BMO, and you're walking to the Metro, that whole south side of the museum has been closed. So it's reopened now. They have a beautiful new green dinosaur. Her name is Natalie.
70-foot dinosaur.
Beautiful. Yep. It's so cool. And the new exhibits are so cool. Just go. Become a member. It's fun. And I learned I get to help count bats next year. So next summer, I'm going to go be a bat counter, and I'm friggin' pumped. Anyway, so we go do that. We have to be home by kickoff. That was the rules. We got to be home by 12:15 at the latest. We get home, get the game turned on, and Kansas City scored, and we're like, oh, shit. Like we want Orlando to win. I think everybody, for the most part, is like Marta or bust. And so I'm cleaning because we're having like an early Thanksgiving with my mom because he was going home in a couple days to see her family. And I'm cleaning the kitchen. We're just kind of like putzing around, got the TV on. It's a nice day, no big deal. We're doing laundry, and our washer and dryer is in the garage, which is 20 feet outside the door, like whatever. So Eva goes to change the laundry. Have you seen the Marta goal also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have seen.
I've watched it.
I missed this round of NWSL matches, rightfully so,
right? Yeah,
because of life. But I did see the Marta goal. I saw a couple of highlights. But
yeah, I'm in the kitchen and I'm just like Marta, and there's like windows open, doors are open. I'm like, Marta! I'm like screaming at the top of my lungs. She like turns the corner out of the garage because I can see it from the window in here. And Scooby-Doo runs. We're like scrambling to try and get back in the house. So she gets to see the replay, and we're like, and that was to give them like the 3-1 lead. So yeah, we're going to be screaming at the top of our lungs. We're so happy. But yeah, it was a good time. So shenanigans all around soccer this weekend. But
yes. Yeah. It just means that this last matchup is going to be the Spirit versus the Pride. It's going to be crazy. And
Absolutely.
It's going to be some good watching. And quick plug for our wonderful friends at Watch Me. They are hosting a outdoor watch party.
Yeah.
In my head, when they first said this, I was like, wait, the match is during the day. The projector's not going to work. It's like, they're probably going to rent one of those things. And yes, they did. They rented a big ass LED screen. Big enough where it comes out of a truck, like the back of a truck, and this giant screen folds out.
So cool. So pumped for them.
If you want to watch the match with up to about, I think they were capping it at 200 tickets. If they're still on sale, go check out we probably posted the link a bunch of times. Go check out the Watch Me socials and you can get it from there. They're going to have a full day of events. They have a bunch of sponsors that are going to be part of this whole thing.
It's like a $30 ticket, but
it's
you
a
get
$30
like a drink
ticket.
credit, a food credit. You get a seat. Like it's a whole thing. You can bring chairs and like lawn seat. Like it's going to be so dope.
Think of movies in the park, but
sports.
NWSL final.
Yeah.
And you have a bar with beer and alcohol right
and
next
good
to you.
food.
So, yep. So, do yourself a favor. If you're going to be in the area, or if you are going to watch the game and need somewhere to go watch it, check them out. Try to go down there. It'll be amazing. It'll be fucking wild.
Yeah.
So, quick plug for them.
And also,
gonna
speaking of
clip all
women's
of this.
sports bars, our
Our
besties at
Yes.
state champs outside of Cleveland, Ohio, have just announced. So, like, when we did the interviews like last season with M Woods, and then we talked to Allie and M earlier this season, we have become very good friends. And Allie and I are like texting each other about random stuff all the time. We are a collective.
I'm not jealous.
There may or may not be a WOSO BFFs group chat that Mario's not a part of, but it has been determined that should we make the excursion to the land, to Cleveland,
Yes.
there
To the
we
land
will
of
have
rock
a
and roll.
sleepover, and Mario has to get a hotel. And Jen can come. Jen, his wife, she's invited to the sleepover. But they announced this week that they're partnering with another bar that is called Brew Nuts, and they have donuts and beer.
It's a
Like,
donut and beer, whatever you would call
situation. I don't care. It sounds great. But they're partnering. So Allie and Cass from State Champs and their friend Shelly from Brew Nuts are launching the W, which is going to be Cleveland's first women's sports bar. And I'm so freaking pumped for them. I'm so happy. I guess we're going to go to Ohio soon.
that. Yeah.
I just hope
I mean,
it's not when it's cold.
NWSL,
hot.
let's announce the Cleveland team already. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a bar. I mean, that's what you were waiting for,
And
right?
you've
You were
got
waiting for
free
a bar.
marketing out of State Champs. They got a scarf on pre-order. Like, they've got all this stuff for you.
Yeah. Yes, both of those need to be clipped. Both of those will be
Yes.
promoted for them. And just because we truly enjoy the company and love these people that have
Big time.
taken a step into really creating a space. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. All of that current event, past event, what it was, that's what it is. We are now going into the end of season recap.
Angel City happened this season, y'all. That's about it. We happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Games occurred.
Let's
Things happened.
preface all of this with the disclaimer of we are ride or dies. We're going to
Absolutely.
be here through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm.
We like to consider all of this banter and criticism and not
Not shit talking.
bashing. We're not
No.
shit talking. We're not, we may be upset. We might have a different point of view from something, but it's never in a bashing kind of way. It is in a we hoped or thought that could go differently.
Mm-hmm.
Also, am I a professional soccer player? Hell no.
Did I hate playing soccer so much? I said I'll never watch it either as a kid. Yeah. And look at
Yeah.
me now.
Yeah.
A
So,
hypocrite.
so with all that being said, we have thoughts about our season. We had fun.
We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. It was a great season in the vibes,
Oh, such good
in the-
vibes.
in the stadium,
Yeah.
in the friends and the people that we've met
Yeah.
and continue to meet.
The community around this podcast, around this team, around everything is just stellar. And this is the one and only probably time that I will say, I hope everybody had fun.
Yeah.
Because we were living on a hope and a
Even-
prayer all season. So if the vibes are good, the vibes are good.
Yeah. I mean, we had so many shenanigans from switching up the lineup and being like, holy crap, are we this type of team now? Are we high flying? Let's get the youngins out there,
Yeah.
to what the hell just happened to that team.
Why is this
Um,
happening again?
We had stupid amounts of bass.
Oh my God.
rocking
There was
the
a
stadium.
rave. Like, anything that could have happened this season, I feel like did happen. Like, you get a fine, you get a deduction, you get a bonus. Like, what? Everything
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah. You've been traded out of nowhere.
We're still mad. Our
Yes.
backline is still suffering.
With all that being said, let's just go over through the highs and lows of the season. Again, there's lots of good, lots of bad, but overall, I think we had, as fans, We had fun. And if you can't have fun while being upset, why are you watching soccer? This is not the sport for you. No. Your heart is going to be broken so many times, especially like when my wife says, "Oh, how did the game go?" And I was like, "We tied. You both lost." And I'm like, "No,
Jen,
don't do that."
Yes, but no.
Yeah. Well, she thinks it's funny. 1, 2, there's a line in a Frozen short that my daughter likes watching where they're racing down. It's a Lego Frozen. It's kind of funny. They're racing down, and then when they finish and they tie, they're like, "Yay!" Olaf goes, "Yay, we tied. That means we both won and lost." And then Jen's, that's the new saying of when you tie.
Oh.
All right. Where did we leave off in the season? We ended the season in 12th place. We ended up the season with a 7-6-13 record. Not ideal. We ended the season with a total of 24 points. That includes the 3-point deduction we got for
the FO.
The
F and
side deals. Not for the FO not reading what the rules were. Granted, okay, so there is...
So more has come out since then.
Yes, more has come out since then. We can both be mad at... There was explicitly a rule there that you broke, right? But also we can be mad at the league for being really fucking childcare. Like that's the thing that you're being... And given the survey, I think it was an ESPN survey that was conducted...
The GM survey.
The GM survey that was anonymous, right, of all the GMs in the league. And it's, do you think any of the other teams are actually being fair and honest in what you're doing? And all of them, like, no, except for one of them. One of them was like, I'm not going to answer that. And that's a no. What, like, if the NWSL saying they're going to start doing audits and reviews in the next year or whatever, if more shit doesn't come out, there's no way current teams are flying under salary caps, are flying under not having side deal, all this other stuff.
With the current, what the actual salary cap is, was like $2 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're paying 20 to 26 women normal people's salaries.
Yeah.
Bet.
I mean, I'm not saying that I want to go for the heads of other teams, right? I want to say, look, NWSL, if you're going to be pissy about something, be fair about it, right?
Yeah.
Like the way we say, if we had a crappy ref, as long as the ref was crappy for both sides, then, you really can't complain much.
Okay, fair, but do we have to talk about the refs tonight too? Please, no. But no, if you want to get more information on what happened with the whole childcare situation, I highly recommend listening to the episode of Sam Mewis's show. I think that one, it wasn't Friendlies, it was like the women's game on the Men in Blazers network. But the episode she has with Sid from last week before, they are old friends. They have World Cupped together. They have Olympic together. Oh no, not Olympics. Not the World Cup?
Sid wasn't on 2019 and Sam wasn't on 2015.
Angela is now consulting.
Yeah, so the producer has just let me know. No, so Eva just told me, and now that I'm like remembering pictures from parades. Sid was on 2015 and Sam was not, and then Sam was on 2019 World Cup and Sid was not. And now my brain is... But anyway, they played at UCLA together, so they know each other for a very long time. But it is a fantastic conversation, so silly. And it's also very informative about this childcare credit bullshit that's happening right now in the league. Yeah. And how it is incredibly discriminatory. And Sam does a really good job of afterwards getting more information about what the CBA says, what the league offers, and what the federal credits are, and breaks it down a little bit. It's a fantastic episode. I highly recommend Sam's podcast anyway. She's silly and fun and very good at what she does.
Yeah. I will preface with once the full CBA actually comes out, the full the only thing has been released is the highlight press release, right? Once the full one comes down, I'm gonna go full nerd on it, and I'm gonna deep
We
dive on it.
maybe have some other things happening in the works. Maybe, who knows?
But before the next season, I will do a thorough deep dive, or as thorough as I can be. So if there are questions about the CBA, throw them our way, and I'll start keeping a log of them, and maybe I can figure out. Yeah, or you know what? Email people and then just bug them until they answer. Just let me know. Let us know. Okay, so back to where we were with the standings. 24 total points after a 3-point deduction. We ended the season with a negative 13 goal differential, and that is on a 29 goals for against a 42 goals against.
Yikes. Buried real deep from the jump. And I think that's a big thing people are forgetting. We played Orlando twice, Kansas City twice, Gotham twice. We just were...
It was all before the season.
Wow,
It was
just getting backhanded left and right by the teams that are in the semifinals and the finals.
And we've talked about this where Bay AFC just came out the door cooking. And then, they had their slump in the middle, but then they found it and they got it back. We were fans. We're still fans of Angelina. We wanted to see more of her, and she just got smacked. The first matches that she played were against the hardest teams in the league, with not a complete team and back line, and she got cooked, and then she got replaced, and then Didi came for the rest of the season and gave us freaking migraines most of the time
but had some amazing saves. Also had great games. But also was making weird decisions sometimes.
So with all of that being said, again, Didi, fucking amazing season, amazing saves, weird choices. But at the beginning of the season, we got smacked. We got into a hole that we couldn't climb ourselves out of.
Yeah.
And it was very much like
and we were
Freya
having
vibes.
A lot of trouble completing in the final third. And scoring. It just wasn't
everybody
happening.
was getting everybody was getting Freya flashbacks, and starting off the season so shitty, and but
it was a rough go this year.
Okay, do we want to do highs or do we want to do lows first? Do we want to end on the highs?
I think since we're talking about it, we start on the lows, because it's the points deduction, obviously.
So we just talked about the points deduction being what it was. We also have, there was a general what the F vibe at times where there was no consistency in what we were seeing.
Yeah.
We were literally a hot and cold team. It's go to a car analogy.
You're a man.
I'm going to go fix a car. It's stuff when you're driving stick and you're grinding the gear, you're eventually going to get it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's eventually going to get stuck into third gear or whatever, and you're going to be going, but you're going to hear some weird crunching and gnarly sound before you get there.
Some stuff where you're like, ooh, that's not right.
Exactly. And we were doing that all season. We'd have a game where it seemed like everything clicked, and we'd come on the pod and we'd be like, we are gelling, we are cooking, they found the sauce. And then the next game, and we are
a completely
cooking,
different lineup and shenanigans.
So
then we'd be like, oh well, we tried real hard.
Talking about how we got those different vibes and the lineups and stuff. So I did a little bit of background research on our lineups on all the 26 matches this season. There were 23 different lineups.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 of the matches were just completely different. All 20 did not have the same lineup whatsoever.
And that could be one person different, two people different. Let's say somebody got hurt, so one person changes, which doesn't necessarily throw the vibe off too much, but it can depending on the situation. Or when your
trade away a player
gets traded, and then everybody's even the team is
yeah.
And
Yeah.
your rookie has to come in and start a position she's not used to playing and just handle it. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And yes, out of those 20, like you said, it doesn't mean that what it shows is that we did not have a full healthy team for a majority of the season, right? At the beginning of the season, we said we got rocked by some of the tougher teams in the league. And it was because we didn't have a full setup back line. Our mid was like not fully, our mid and back were missing pieces.
Yeah.
And that every single
So was
game
our
had to
attack.
be.
Messiah
we
was
were
out for the
missing
first half of the
pieces.
season.
We were missing pieces everywhere. And so it was very much a triage situation of trying to figure out what can go where. And that led to how many different lineups we had. I mean, if I'm looking at this list right now, so we had the first 3 matches were unfortunately the ones that Angelina started in. We lost, and that was against Bay, Pride, and Current. So
Yep.
different lineups in each one of those.
Was a time.
Then we had a win against the Red Stars. And guess what we did? We repeated the lineup. We said, let it roll. And so we had another matchup against the Courage, and we won with the same lineup. What would you have done?
I would have
Match.
kept the lineup. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Guess what we didn't do?
Guess what we didn't do. We changed the lineup. And then let me see if I can figure out why we changed the lineup here.
Or got hurt?
No, Sarah was still there in this lineup.
Is that when MA
Jazz.
got hurt?
Maggie Doherty Howard is
she-
out.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is out, and then Madison Hammond came in the lineup. Also,
Which, speaking of Madison Hammond, she hosted a screening this season for a movie called Res Ball. Highly recommend it. It is a movie I watched and thoroughly enjoyed and was captivated by. So definitely go watch it. It's on Netflix.
okay, so looking at this, we switched up the lineup and we lost against the Current, which, why the hell did we play the Current
Yeah.
3 matches apart from each other? That means we played them twice at the beginning of the season and then never saw them again the rest of it. So stupid. And
The schedule this
we
year
still,
was interesting.
I'm still sending the schedule or the calendar to the NWSL. You should just buy one of those, a full box for everybody in the office and be like, get your shit together. We switched the lineup probably because we had to. Maggie Doherty Howard is out. So was Lily Nabet. Kennedy Fuller and Madison Hammond came in. We used that lineup for 2 games in a row. We lost against the Current. We won against the Royals. We got that win, right? What do you think we should have done? Yeah, we didn't do it. From there
thing
on
you think
out.
is going to happen did not happen.
7, 8, 9. We went 9 matches with completely different lineups. And we had the match against the Wave, where we had a lineup that we won, and then we said, let it roll. We played the Red Stars, and we won. Guess what we didn't do? And then we lost. Then from there, all the way to the end of the season, did not have the same starting 11 at all.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, 20 matches, completely different lineups. 6 of them did have repeating lineups, but they were only in pairs. Only 3 times that we went with the same lineup, and each one of those 3 times was a different lineup from each other. So
Yeah. It is what it is at this point, and it's frustrating. And I hope that next season we have a little bit more consistency in the lineups, in the roles for the team, and like what the vibe is, whatever that means. If it's coaching decisions, player decisions, what have you. I think there was a lot. We talk about the FO a lot. We talk about whatever, but I think there's a lot of FAFO happening for Angel City, of effing around and finding out in a different, let's change the lineup, see what happens. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose spectacularly. It's the front office doing things and then finding out what happens when You know, like you get fined and you lose 3 points, and like all these things that like the players didn't necessarily have a choice in or have a say in or willingly participate in, like a whole bunch of kinds. Like you have a fine like that and you have outcomes like that, but then you have what's happening down in San Diego. And
Yeah.
we're just not talking about it. And we're like, oh, but you know, Schmellis has such a great career coming from the commissioner. I have big feelings about that. And that's for a later episode down the line once things finish up down there. Because it is an active investigation still, an active lawsuit still. But there was a lot of effing around and finding out for Angel City this season. Trading one of your three starting center backs. So we have Sarah, Paige, and Megan, and we trade Paige for reasons unknown.
Completely unknown. There still has been no explanation as to why we didn't get anything out of it.
No, $10.
So
allocation money in a trade, or like for what, a draft? Because that doesn't exist anymore.
And she did so well. Like all the best to Paige. We still love her. She did amazing with the Houston team. They ended up where they ended up towards the bottom of the table, but they
also had coaching issues and FO issues.
But they started turning it around towards the end, the last couple matches. They were like, they were partnering up with us and doing some upsets that helped us, but they weren't enough for us to quite make it.
Totally.
So yeah, and then Amandine also was traded out of nowhere.
Right at the deadline, both of them.
Right, yeah, both of them. So, and then really no explanation, and nothing came out of it. It's not like we was like, oh yeah, we traded them right at the deadline, but we also got this amazing player. Yeah, no.
Nope, because that deal fell through. Yeah.
So frustrating.
Yeah. But there were some really fantastic things that happened this season. The one and only Kristen Press is back. Like that alone, that's fine. We can end there. There's actually a lot of other good things that happened this season, but Kristen Press is back. We also had a game where we scored 7 goals. Was it a friendly? Yes. Do I care? No. Because it was freaking amazing, and Messiah Bright had a hat trick in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
It was absolutely bonkers. And that same game, we had 3 keepers, or 3. Yeah, all 3 played. Dee started. And then when we were up like 2-0, they pulled Dee, put in Angie. And then once we were up like 5-0, they put Hannah in, and the support and the applause, I'm like getting choked up thinking about it. Like seeing Hannah show up ready to check in, and the crowd like just erupting, full on screaming, and she's just, what the hell? What just happened? Or it was like Angelina and then Hannah and then Dee, something like that. But it was absolutely wonderful, and I hope we get to see more of her, both on the pitch and in Angel City videos, frankly. Because she just seems great. But yeah, those are like really big highlights. And then you just added one, and I'm already a little teary-eyed, so I'm just gonna keep talking about it because I probably will actually start to cry. The team was there when June started running on a treadmill for the first time since all of her surgeries. And as somebody who has had to go through that and have, like, when you run for the first time and you're not in pain and it feels okay, it's terrifying and it's wonderful, and it's an overflow of emotions because you're like, oh, my body is my body again. And it's honestly like the best feeling, and it's also terrifying. And that's the part you are not emotionally ready for, is the fear. Well, it's because you're like scared to run, and then you're running, and then you're like, oh my God, it's happening. And then it's like, emotions. But yay, June's running again.
Yeah, emotions. Yes. It was a huge moment. She was crying. The entire team was crying.
And coaches are crying.
Yeah. Sid is like in full on tears.
Well, yeah, because the same thing happened when Sid started running again after her foot surgery.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, that where was I going to go with this? I was going to say, okay. The thing is, too, that with Kristen Press coming back, everybody's been like eagle-eyed. And we talked about the NWSL fandom and how extreme it can be at certain points where
When
like,
I've had to
crazy
explain to you
yeah,
just how
like, crazy
bonkers
digging
it
into
can be.
things. But I understand how it was. And like, I think if my daughter was a little bit older, she probably would have been a little bit more. She asked me multiple times throughout the season, whenever we turned on a match or whenever we went to a game, is June playing today? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, honey. She injured her knee, but she's doing really well, and we're probably going to see her back next year. But that's her favorite player, and I can't wait to see her again. And I completely understand it. And then, yeah, everybody was completely pins and needles and about Kristen Press. And of course, she was pins and needles too, because it was like, am I ready? Because, you know,
It's terrifying.
It's a big mental hurdle to get over an injury like that, right? Because that's a career ender. That's like coming back from it is a giant feat, right? And then coming back in the style that Press did.
And
I mean,
one of the things that she said multiple times in different interviews is that she's now able to play soccer for herself again, and she loves it again, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous in the best way. That's where opponents are like, oh no, damn it, please don't make me play her. That's the kind of damage that does when a player comes back from an injury and they're like, oh yeah, I remember why I love the game again. Oh yeah, I'm just going out there and having fun. This is the best time of my life. It's damn it. No, stop, because they have nothing left to lose. They've crossed that bridge. They've cleared those hurdles, and it's good luck with that. Good luck getting in their head. Good luck, manipulating them on the pitch, whatever it is. Have fun with that, because ain't shit gonna break them. Nah. I'm so excited for a full season with her.
well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay.
It'll happen. Mario.
Next thing. Yes, it will, but we got to talk about it. It's still something we got to talk about. We did say Press making her return, 9 matches played, 1 start, huge feat. And then Emsley.
Yeah, Claire.
Our dear Claire was on a hot streak at the beginning of she was in the same as Kunjananji.
Yeah,
as Chewinga.
Yeah.
In the Golden Boot race very early on. That fell off. But you know what? It was amazing at the beginning of
it. Fell off because other people started scoring again. And Temwa Chewinga scored against every single team this season.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yes.
Insane.
First season knocked off every single one.
Yeah.
So that, among a bunch of other amazing things that have happened this season. I just love this team, guys. It's a great team to follow. Honestly, I mean, we've harped on the bad. We've harped on the decisions, on the, okay. I'll save this. All right. We've harped on the good. We've harped on the bad. We've, everything like that. Are we happy with the year as it was? Maybe not. Did we enjoy ourselves?
In the
context of a soccer fan? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's being a soccer fan is the thing that is probably going to kill you. So
that's true. This league is so much more stressful than like the W for me. But I think because I have a different relationship with it, I'll just watch basketball to watch basketball. I love it. It's like whatever. I'll watch it till my eyes bleed. Soccer, I'm like riveted, and I'm just like, but then this player and then this player, and they played together for 10 years, and now they're playing against each other. It's like all these other things, and it's a very different vibe for me.
Yes, it
soccer
is. But I'm excited for next year. I renewed my tickets.
And we have so many kids on the team, such a future for Angel City.
The part that I'm hoping that is how to train and pass along the knowledge. And you kind of saw it already, but it's like, how do you ensure that they're actually learning what they're learning?
Yeah.
And if they do, we're set up for a good number of years to be able to keep building and keep producing, right?
Yeah.
So,
and like you already see the mentorship and how the younger players are talking about CP and Allie and Sid and Sarah and like how they look up to them. They're like, oh no, they teach me this and they do this and they give me a hard time and we have fun. But there's such a welcoming environment. We also have to talk about Merritt's retirement, but that'll be the retirement episode and I'll cry, blah, blah, blah. But
yes.
that's a big thing. It's a big thing
Yeah.
to have to announce your retirement mid-season. No one wants to do that. But there was a lot of that this season.
It wasn't even mid-season. It was like the last two matches or 2-3 matches or whatever.
Yeah,
like
but like
it was at the end.
we knew.
Okay. We'll talk about it in all the other great players that are retiring from the league. We'll talk about that. Let's go on to our awards show. This year, we did not have an Iron player like we did last year. People get hurt. Can't always be an Iron player. But our almost Iron players were Alyssa and Claire, who both got 26 matches played with 24 starts. Alyssa, I think, ekes out a little bit over Claire with a total of 2,144 minutes played. That's an average of 89.3 3 minutes per match. Actually, no. I have to redo that math. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's a little less than that.
82.46. Okay, let me say that one more time. And Alyssa, I think, ekes out a little bit over Claire on the almost Iron player by playing a total of 2,144 minutes. Comes out to an average 82 and a half minutes per match that she was in the game. Our Iron player from last year, Sarah Gordon, was in a close third with 24 matches played and starts. So there was 2 games where she was not available. Well, but almost Iron players being going that deep is amazing. And then we have our top scorers, both Claire and Sid, tied with 7 points. They both scored 7. And Claire wins this out with having 2 assists. If we bring in the assists, so 7 goals, 2 assists, versus Sid has 7 goals and 1 assist. So
leave it up to you to be like, I found a tiebreaker. Granted, that is the normal tiebreaker of who takes first place in goals scored, but it's very funny that you're like,
but this is how it breaks down. Yes. And we have our biggest snub of the huge snub. Maddie Curry not even being nominated
for Rookie of the Year.
For an award for Rookie of the Year this year. If
she got stitches. Should wear a swim cap or whatever the hell. Yeah.
She stepped in when she had to.
And filled some very big shoes.
And granted, I don't mean this at all in a bad way, but she was a very low pick in the draft. She was not expected to do much, right?
Honestly, I don't think she was really expected to make the roster, the final roster.
Out of the three drafts we got, she was the only one that made the final roster.
Yeah.
And I think it was really because there was an opening in the defense, right? There was an opening with her where she was needed, whereas Felicia and the third one escapes me right now.
I want to say it starts with a D, but I don't remember.
But they were in positions that we were already full in. We didn't need another forward attacking player. We didn't need, it benefited Maddie the way
she also came ready.
But then when the season started and there was an injury where it was like, Maddie, you need to jump in, she freaking rocked it.
Yeah.
And blew everybody out the water. Now, is she better than a Croy?
That's
Probably not.
subjective because they play
That's
completely different
subjective.
positions.
Exactly. I will give
I
it
still think
that,
regardless, Croy is the rightful Rookie of the Year winner.
yes. But not even being nominated, that's some
I
BS.
know.
That is some
And
like
honestly, that's one of those, oh, your team didn't do so hot. Sorry about it.
yeah.
That's
The-
one of those.
I was listening to the Cooligans recently where they were, because they're part of they're invited to vote on the MLS awards.
Yeah.
So they do Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, stuff like that for the MLS. And Alexis was like, he was making the argument why Messi is not the MVP.
Yeah.
And his argument was like, yes, I understand it's Messi, but was he the most valuable player for
Yeah.
his team? Not really. The team was fine without him. He thought that without him, the team was going to completely fall apart, but they did well without him.
Right.
So was he really the most valuable player? No. And there were a couple other standouts. But of course,
I know.
it's Messi. If you don't fall in line and give the trophy to Messi, I don't, the fact that Messi got knocked out of the MLS playoffs, and it's funny that immediately all the jokes about Tim Cook being pissed off and the commissioner being pissed off immediately came out.
Yep.
But going back to Maddie Curry, she was so crucial to the back line.
Yeah.
She stepped up in a very big role to fill. And how she was not even nominated, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like,
but she'll hers. I have good feelings about that.
Maddie, you're MVP in our eyes here. You're like, you filled a huge role. Yep. And then we have our Missing Persons Award of Casey and Hannah. We all know Casey, she's a child.
And she was also playing a lot of international games.
A lot of international games for the South Korean team. She's also barely 17, or she was 16 most of the year. Like,
she's a child.
She's a child. Yeah. Granted, there are other young players playing within the league, but for our use case, that emoji, I don't know. For anybody not watching us on YouTube, it's like the hands up shrug. I don't know. I understand why, but also she's also probably getting paid a stupid amount of money, right? And there are players that really deserve. We can get into that in a future episode about how the right senior players are getting their due, and these young players who have the potential. I'm going off this rant as Angela over here
drinking
is
a whole Capri Sun.
Sipping her Capri Sun.
It's the kind of vibe, and it's the leagues. It's all sport leagues. It's all jobs. It's all everything where you've been there for 5-6 years, and you make your money, whatever. And then they hire like somebody fresh out of college or fresh out of high school, and they make twice as much as you, and they do less work, or like they do the same job, and you're like, hold up.
Yeah.
Salary transparency is a blessing and a curse. And now we know why employers don't want us to have it. Oh, no.
Yeah. And I think this starts to go into some of the criticisms that have been laid upon ACFC, where at one point we have been, what was the term? Triage FC?
Marketing FC, Triage FC.
Oh, it was Rehab FC.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were basically like, we're going to sign you, but first, are you injured? You are? Perfect. We're going to sign you.
For 7
years. So we signed all the injured players, and we're like, it was
sick.
I also heard the joke of like the kind of toxic relationship where I can fix them.
Yeah.
No.
It's the Dodgers trying to rehab every pitcher on the planet. It's that kind of thing. Every team has their weird thing that they do.
Yeah, although they get away with it because they're like, we're going to defer all your money for 15 years. And so,
wild.
Okay. But beyond that, then we have all of these young players that are getting paid way more than a lot of our veteran players that probably produce a bit more. They produce
or differently, I would say.
more differently because of
Yeah.
the soccer IQ. They know they have the soccer IQ. There's been times where we very clearly said Alyssa had a great game, but the soccer IQ wasn't there. There were mistakes.
And
Same thing
sometimes
with
it's like how we were saying with the difference between Paige and Megan Reed.
Yeah.
Paige has played against every forward in the league multiple times for multiple years and has seen the growth. Megan hasn't. And that's no fault of either player. It's just what it is.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that whole ship gets righted, you know. And hey, Angel City, just going to give you a little bit of advice here. The draft and your contracts, that all that bullshit is out the door. It's all free agency now.
Yep.
So people can be like, peace out, right? Like,
do you remember the Pay the Lady commercial where it was like from Santa Anita Racetrack or something like that? This is like a niche thing. And it was like,
The
pay
global
the
thing.
lady. Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm like, pay them.
Yeah.
Pay these women.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
We knew
Yeah.
Dee Dee had the job, and third position goalkeeper is
like the backup to the backup to the backup. And then
yeah. I again, another thing I read was like some guy was being interviewed. He's if you could pick any position on a team, what would it be? And they're like third string keeper.
yeah.
And he's because you get to enjoy being with the team the entire time, but not
Yes.
really have to worry about playing.
Yeah. But you get to have fun. You get to train. You get to learn all the things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so Mario has a game for me, apparently. I'm very nervous.
So I was trying to, this whole time, figure out the prompt, what I wanted to give you as a prompt. And I think what I'm going to do here, because I can't really do Okay, yes, I will do this. Okay, here's the prompt.
Oh, no.
I want you to pick any player that was on the team right now. Just, you have to pick one before I give you the prompt, because that defeats the whole purpose if you already know what the prompt is. So pick a player, anyone on the team.
Anyone on the team?
Yeah.
Casey Fair.
Cheating. Okay, fine.
I'm hedging my bets. We're going lower, or not low, but I don't want to disparage her in any way, but I don't. Sure.
Okay. I'm going to randomly pick a name. We're going to go through 10 of them.
Oh, no. Do I have to pick like this one or this one?
Basically,
shit.
do you stick with Casey Fair or do you pick the new one?
Okay.
And the prompt is, how important were they to the team this year?
I started off good. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you started off good.
Yes.
This year, though.
Yes, this year.
That's what I'm giving you. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go with 10. Giselle.
Giselle.
Okay. Katie.
Johnson? Zellum.
Zellum.
Giselle.
Messiah.
Messiah or Giselle? Oh. Giselle.
Okay. Paige. I know she's not on the team anymore, but
No, that doesn't count.
no?
No.
Why not?
She didn't play half the season here. Well, she played half the season. Well, so did
She
Giselle.
played most of the season.
She left before the Olympic break.
Okay, fine. I'll go back. Rocky.
Ooh.
You're only on number 4, too.
I know. Rocky or Giselle? Who was more important? That's what it was like. Who was more important to the team? Rocky.
Okay. Megan. Reed.
Which one?
Reed. Megan Reed.
Megan Reed.
Claire.
You're mean.
I'm going with whatever the first name that I can focus on whenever I look at the list. So I'm not premeditating these.
Claire or Megan Reed? Claire.
Jasmine.
Claire.
Madison. Hammond.
Ooh. Claire.
Maddie Curry.
Maddie Curry.
And Alyssa Thompson. Last one.
Ooh.
Are you gonna stick with Curry, or are you gonna switch to Thompson?
I'm gonna switch to Alyssa. I'll take Alyssa.
You're okay.
That
it
was
was tough.
hard. I'm just glad you weren't like Sid or Kristen Press. I'd be like, I quit.
Okay. I was going to ask the Kristen Press question. Then the last bonus one, then Kristen or Alyssa?
Kristen. Because you
Really?
didn't say on the pitch. You said important to the team.
Okay. I don't agree, but okay. I know where you're coming from.
I understand what happens in the locker room. And the fact that every single forward on that team has been like, oh, Kristen Press has helped me do this. Kristen Press taught me how to do this. You see her style of play in every single young player. Kristen Press.
Okay. I'll give you that.
And I'm not even, Kristen Press is the best person on the face of the earth. I just think she's cool.
Yeah.
But she is incredibly influential and important to the team.
Okay.
For skill and vibes.
I'll give it to you. Especially because I did not caveat that it was on the pitch.
Yeah,
It
so
was just-
there.
I don't agree, because I'm thinking more on the pitch, but that's just the way I was thinking.
You said
about
important to the team. Sucker.
it. All right. And then the last quick little thing I wanted to do, just as this is part of the end of season recap, because it is what the reality that we have at the end of this season is our free agent list. So what I want to do here is I'm going to list off all the free agents that we still have. And
Yeah.
I want you to quick fire
Oh, man.
and totally,
Keep or let go. Resign
want you
or
to-
no.
I want you to quick fire on the field. Or, okay, starting 11, bench, gone.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
This is like F, Mary, Kill, but sad. Like,
Basically, yeah. Okay. Curry,
starting 11.
MDH,
I would say either starting 11 or on the bench, on the team. I don't know which one, because it depends.
Claire,
Starting 11. On the bench.
Katie Johnson. I'm only saying it that way because I thought she said she was retiring. Was that not a thing? No? Am I making that up?
You're making that up.
Okay.
At least to my knowledge, you're making that up.
Okay.
Keijo. Coin flip. On the bench or let go. Just because she's not getting the rotations, and I don't know if it's coaching or injury or whatever, but
I want to say it was injury because wasn't Katie?
I think so.
Like on all the photos of June and Cap,
And Cap.
wasn't Katie there?
I think so.
Which meant they were the ones that were left behind. They were the ones training while the team were traveling. So maybe it's an injury thing. So
Yeah.
okay. And then we signed Sid.
Yay.
Merritt retired. Kristen Press.
Starting
Her
11.
contracts. Okay.
Or on the bench. A sub her in for, super sub, whatever.
Yeah.
Keep her on the team.
Spencer.
On the bench.
Hannah.
On the
Snowball.
bench.
And that is it. And that's all we have left of our unknowns. So you only had one person that you were like,
What
Flippy
about
floppy.
Elizabeth Eddy? Did she resign?
she probably still has another year already on the contract. She's not part of the
The
free agent list. Yeah.
Huh. Well, we'll see. No deals. No deals from the
No
FO,
deals.
most likely.
So out of the list that the NWSL published, and this was back in like August, we have signed June and Sid.
Yeah. I thought there was
So
one
June
more,
and Sid
but yeah.
were signed, and then Merritt retired. So those
Mm.
are 3 out of the 1, 2, 3,
10?
12.
Well, that's so many.
No, 11. We had 11 free agents that didn't have any contracts. We've only dealt with 3 of them.
That
So-
we know of as of today.
That we know of.
Yeah.
That we know of as of today, yes. Okay. Well, I think that concludes our end of season wrap up.
Yeah. So if you like what you heard and you had fun with hanging out with us this season, make sure you hit subscribe wherever you're listening. If it's on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or some unknown magic thing that you clicked on from the website, whatever, just make sure you subscribe and come back. Check out casualfc.com for all the podcast links. We're on YouTube and video on Spotify. Ooh. Next season, you get a whole season of video with us.
Yes. With a better background.
Yeah. You can follow us on social media at Casual FC Pod on Instagram, Twitter. Well, I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep that Twitter up, but we have migrated to Blue Sky. Threads and
Same
TikTok.
handle.
What'd you say? Yeah, same handle.
Same handle.
And also join us on Discord. The link is in our bio. We have a ton of fun. We talk like every possible soccer thing and sports and life and really fun stuff. We've got a great community growing, and come hang out on the internet in that little like safe little pocket, because it's really fun and we're really chill and we just want people to have a safe place to land. So far, it's working out that way. We're like a big beanbag chair in the Discord. You just fall back on it and just go poof. But yeah, I love the community we're building. So many good friends, like genuinely new friends. It's been great. So
Yeah.
come hang out on the Discord, hit us up on Instagram, whatever. We're really just on Instagram. We have everything else built. I'm not the best at posting everything. I have a job. So does Mario.
I was about to say, so
Mario's just a cool guy. But overall, the best ways to support the pod, obviously, share, comment, leave us a review on whatever platform, on an episode, on the podcast as a whole. Comment on a post. Engagement is really what helps move our posts, get the algorithms fed and all that jazz that nobody understands or cares about, because we just want to see the people we follow. But whatever. It is what it is. You can grab some merch at shop.casualfc.com. We are already starting to plan merch for next season. There's going to be a lot more. We've got big surprises coming up. We've already started our like season shirt design, but I don't know. I know nothing about what's on it. So definitely keep an eye out. If you're in the Discord, you'll probably get a sneak peek. So that's another reason to join it. You can also help support the pod if you feel so inclined by buying us a coffee. You can check out the link in all of our social bios or go to buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod. Thank you again to every single person who has reached out, who has basically donated, thrown money our way just as a thank you. I think it's David Gardner. We have gotten the funniest, you can leave a little message, and we've gotten the funniest messages from him. We've gotten thank yous from folks. It just means the world that you want us to keep doing this. We either go on planning lunches and honestly talk about the podcast, or it just goes back to paying for hosting and all that good stuff. But we really appreciate it, and it means the world. So thank you guys. Make sure you tell a friend about the podcast. We usually bring all that good luck and all those good well wishes that you give us and try and send them to the team. I just think we're going to bank them and hope that we can spread them around next season and that we survive the next few years, both politically and as an Angel City fan. Maybe we send it to the front office. That's what we'll do this off season. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thanks for riding it out this season with us. We appreciate it. We've got some more coming in the off season. It'll just be a little bit more spread out. But yeah, We love you so much. Bye.
Bye. Also, Vero's mom, earmuffs. Shit is shitty, y'all. Like, everything is shitty right now. I wrote this right after the election and we were about to have it. Yes, it's all shitty. We can all feel it. Best we can do is control the things we can, as I was saying at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we, Casual FC, will always be your safe space and your footy family. Footy is what brought us together, and footy is what has brought you to listen to us. It will get us through this. We will keep doing this as long as y'all are with us. So let's take a deep breath in and out. Let's fucking do this. Be aware of your surroundings, but let's have some fun.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.